Hello, what is up guys? Evil Duo I'm here today, back with another Black Desert video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the most recent patch that came to Black Desert on January 4th of 2023, going over all the important events, as well as major changes that came to the game, that way you don't miss a thing. This week's patch brings a ton of different events, as well as some cool system changes, including the crystal system. So yeah, quickly before we get into it though, if you're new to my channel, new to Black Desert, or you've been watching videos on the channel, and still have not subscribed yet, please consider it. Helps to grow my channel, you stay up to date with new content, and we both win. And without further ado, let's get off started with the events. And the first event that we have involves taking pictures of your pets, putting them up into this little forum post thing for a chance to win different prizes. The different prizes are a pet selection box, where you'll be able to choose from any one of these different pets here. So yeah, pretty straightforward event right there. The next one we have is this Fox event that involves login rewards, as well as talking to different NPCs in the game. So if you press the escape key on the keyboard and head over to the reward tab on the menu here and click on login reward, you're going to see these items, Event Fox Spirits. These Event Fox Spirits can be combined with these Event Fox Orbs that you get for logging into the game. As you combine those orbs, you're going to get higher tiered Fox Cubs, which can then be exchanged for different rewards. On January 11th, there's also going to be a tier 9 reward that you can exchange, so don't feel like you need to rush right into this and get this done right away. You do have some time, and yeah, just some cool stuff, including inventory expansion coupons, which are always nice for newer players. Shikatu boxes, additional storage space for different cities. Some pretty neat rewards there, plus again, we have a new one, tier 9, coming on January 11th if you want to stick around for it. Now additionally, there are some cool items in this login reward series as well, including the Mystical Cronstone bundle, so a bunch of Cronstones that you can pick up right there. All in all, pretty cool little login event reward there. Now the final event that got posted along here, and one that we'll talk a bit more in the patch notes themselves, is an Arena of Solaire event, so a ton of different rewards and whatnot that you can get from playing in the new Arena of Solaire here, including the placement rewards, as well as rewards for winning 3 times in a week, so you can get a bunch of different items right here. But that's it as far as events. Now let's hop on into the patch notes themselves, and this patch notes brings a ton of things to talk about. First things first is that the more recent classes got changes to their movement. One of the things you might have noticed if you played any of the more recent classes is that they kind of like delayed in their walking when they finished running. Now it just stops like most of the older classes, so should be a bit more easier for people to do like life skilling or just generally wandering around. We already covered the different events, but there is a catch up with the events thing. If you haven't played Black Desert in like 3 weeks like I haven't because, you know, I was away on vacation, but hey, I'm back now, so don't worry, we'll be back with more videos. But yeah, so if you need to catch up on anything you might have missed over the holiday season, there is a link here that shows you a whole bunch of different events going on. Moving on into the class changes, nothing too crazy except for the Corsair that gets a lot of different changes to some skills, and the Dracania that gets a ton of changes. So if you play either the Corsair or the Dracania, but want to check out the patch notes in a bit more detail, you can see that there's a lot of changes to the scalings as well as what the skills do for both of those classes. As I mentioned a little bit ago, the Arena of Solare has been re-released. It is starting on January 4th, running through February 28th. There's a new set of gear in this one. We discussed this in the patch notes video from like 3 weeks ago, how it was going to be coming. But yeah, so some changes to the different gear pieces, some balancing, reworks, tweaks, those types of things with the new season that's been announced. The top class or top player for each of the different classes is going to be entered into a Hall of Fame. So if you're the best player for your class, you'll be on display for your character for everybody to see in the Hall of Fame. Top 100 people are going to get an outfit as well as a title, as well as a bunch of different items as well. So yeah, tons of different items to pick up on this Arena of Solaire. Again, for those of you that don't know what the Arena of Solaire is, it's Black Desert's ranked 3v3 PvP game mode. So if you want to do PvP in the game, it's also gear normalized, ranked. This is your equivalency to like PvP type activities that are ranked in other games. So if you're big on PvP, this is your game mode. I'm not a big PvP player. I'm big into PV tree, so I probably won't touch it. But if you are into it, definitely really cool gear normalized PvP. There's a new item coming to the game, the Radiant Shikatu Seal. In fact, we've probably already gotten a few of these in our B menu here in the game. There should have been from one of the ball items. We should have picked them up. Right here, these Radiant Shikatu Seals. This is the new item that'll be coming out with more login rewards and whatnot. Different items that can be exchanged for these, including a reduced cost on the Tri accessories that you can see right there, roughly around where my mouse is, and some new items as well, which is pretty neat. So all in all, I've talked about these in previous videos. Pretty cool system that'll be coming to the game. For those of you that do enhancing, Blacksmith's Secret Books now have 80 and 100 availability to them as well. I think they only went up to 50 before, so you can reclaim your fail stacks if you happen to go over or miss target or something like that. A bunch of magic crystals have had their prices adjusted after the rework to the crystal system in the game, which we'll cover here in a second. Just something to keep in mind, your crystals might be worth a lot more money if you're trying to sell them, or if you wanted to buy some back, it might cost you a bit more money. Another bit of content that I don't do a ton of, but something I definitely want to mention for everybody, is that Node and Conquest Wars are going to be starting back up on January 8th, so something to look forward to if you do those PvP, guild-based PvP activities. They've got a lot of tweaks and changes to them with a lot of information that doesn't really mean much to me, being totally honest with you. Again, sorry I don't do PvP in the game. If they talk about cutting down trees, though, I got you covered. At any rate, if you do PvP, you can see that there's a bunch of changes to the number of people that run it, all these different nodes, the dates that they run. This is different from the last time they ran it. They have adjusted scalings and stats for all the different tiers that you can compete in for the different events or combat or PvP or whatever you people call this. I don't know how it works, man, but, you know, if you're looking for a good spot to cut down trees, I gotcha. So if you are into these guild-based PvP activities, though, you definitely want to check this out. Or maybe get your information from somebody that does more PvP activities. And then the final major thing that I want to touch on here with this patch note is the adjustment to the crystal presets menu. So no longer will you equip your crystals on your gear pieces. Instead, you're going to equip them in the UI. So to access the UI, you're going to press the comma key on the keyboard, head over to the transfusion button, which is down here. You can see my mouse wiggling right here. That'll bring you to the crystal transfusion menu. To transfuse crystals, you need to click on the spot and click on this Own Crystals tab that'll pop up. But nothing is going to be there because all of your crystals have been removed. Anything that you had on your character after this patch ended up in your storage place. And by storage place, I mean central market. So if you go to your central market, you should see all the different crystals that you had equipped sitting here in the central market. Now, for the purpose of the video here, I'm just going to pull out one of these crap crystals like this Infinity Down Attack crystal. Sure, we'll pull one of those out. And if you open up your inventory, you will see a new icon down here that says crystals. So at the bottom here, you're going to see crystals. Click on that, and then click on the crystal in your inventory to add it to your crystal inventory. You're allowed to put 50 crystals into the slot, and if you need to get rid of them, you can click the delete button. Click on the crystal that you want to get rid of and hit remove, and that's how you'll clear out the inventory here if you need to move stuff around. Do know that that will destroy the crystal. You can remove these at the blacksmith instead if you want to save your money, or save the crystals rather. You'll spend money to save the crystals using a crystal extraction tool. So now that we have a crystal inside of the Own Crystals menu here, we can press the comma key again instead, head on over to the transfusion button, and now if we click a slot, we'll be able to insert this crystal. Pretty straightforward. You can then unequip that crystal whenever you want. If you wanted to put it here, if you want to put it on this preset instead, if you want to put both of them have that same crystal, like you can do all of those different things. It's left click to apply, right click to remove. Pretty straightforward. You can build up the crystal presets however you would like. I'll likely put out a full-on, more in-depth video guide on how to use this system simply because people are going to be Googling it, and you know, I need to have that content ready for them. But that's your general overview. You should be able to get into it pretty straightforward after that. Again, like I said, if you want to remove crystals, you're going to want to do it at the blacksmith instead of doing it just like randomly there, unless it's a garbage crystal. Blacksmith will save you the money. Now there's one more little change that I want to talk about here, and it is on the mount UI. So if you hover over the mount UI in the top left corner, you'll see the distance that you can call your horse from, as well as the distance that you're currently away from your horse. So if you move a little bit further away, you'll see that that current distance number changed to 30, and my call distance is 500. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just a little UI interface thing to let you know when you can call your horse. But then with that, guys, that's pretty much it for this patch. So like I said, a lot of cool stuff, a couple cool events that you might want to take advantage of, and all in all, just an overall solid patch. So now's your turn to let me know what you think down in the comment section below. You excited about the crystal rework? You excited about the changes to the node wars, the PvP with the Arena of Solaire? There were a lot of really cool things that came with this patch. Let me know what you think down below. And anyway, before I end this video, I do apologize once again. I was away on vacation the last 3 weeks now, so I know this is my first video in a while. Don't worry, more of them will be coming out here to start off the new year. I hope you all had a fantastic holiday season. I hope you got your New Year resolutions already ready to go. Let me know what your New Year resolution is down below, too, if you got one of those. I would love to hear what you guys are looking to improve on it this year. Me, personally, I want to get back into the physical shape that I was in back when I used to play soccer quite regularly. So that's my resolution for the year. What are yours down below? You know, let me know. And anyway, guys, thank you all so much for the continued support. I really do love seeing y'all with these videos. Love hearing from you all. I know I don't respond to every comment. It's tough. There's hundreds of them that come through every day, but I try to get around, and I definitely read them all. So they pop up on my phone while I'm at work, so I definitely have to read them. But anyway, guys, yeah, I'm babbling at this point. Thank you all so much for the continued support. I look forward to seeing you at the next YouTube video right here, the next live stream over on Twitch every single weekend, or wherever I happen to see you. Peace.